Coming up, police say they found the man who they believe raped and robbed a woman at a popular off-campus apartment complex.
A horrifying scene on Franklin Street after a motorcycle collides with an SUV.
After a life-changing incident, this man had to recapture his love of storytelling one word at a time.
From the UNC Hussman School of Journalism and Media, connecting Carolina's campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Students are breathing a sigh of relief after a suspected rapist is taken into custody. Good afternoon, I'm Shondell Moniz.
And I'm Haley Boland. The arrest of the shortbread loss suspect is our top story. Chapel Hill police say they've been working around the clock to find the man they say raped and robbed a female just 1 block from campus. 46-year-old resident Vernon Lamont Reed is being held in the Orange County Jail under $500,000 bond. He is charged with forcible rape, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and 2 counts of assault and kidnapping. Police say he attacked a woman in the early hours of September 13th in the deck of Shortbread Lofts on Rosemary Street. This incident and the university's delay in informing the campus community about it has many students still feeling fearful. Reporter Peyton Tysinger is live in Chapel Hill with more on the mood surrounding this issue of campus safety.
Tension is still high for female students living here in Shortbread Lofts. The arrest of the man that is accused of raping a woman just underneath these apartment complexes has calmed some nerves, but many female students say that the frequency of these events cannot be excused.
At least 5 different suspicious crimes have been committed against women in the past month. Arrests have only been made for 2 of them: Vernon Reed for rape and Anthony Washington for attempted breaking and entering. From Davis Library to sorority houses, to student apartment complexes. Female students say they don't even feel safe walking home at night.
As a woman of color, I'm at a higher rate of experiencing sexual violence than other demographics. So this is something I've thought about frequently, especially in light of all these events. Like, this really could have happened anywhere. And that's something that has been recurring in my mind.
Social media has become a sounding board for women to share their stories. One student writes, "Please be careful. It seems campus is not as safe these days." And another, "What the F is happening here?" It has also become a place to warn others about signs of stalking and sex trafficking. UNC officials say they are also taking action working with police on and off campus.
I think we just need to continue to listen to our campus community, what they're seeing out there. Our police force, as I've already mentioned, we've put additional foot patrol police officers in some of these areas that students have expressed some concern about.
But some students say there is still more that we all need to be doing.
As a community, I think it's now time for people to look out for one another and not putting the onus on women, not putting the onus on victims or survivors, but rather men look out for the women walking home, walk home with them, call people out who are perpetuating these cycles. So yeah, a lot of work needs to be done.
Now, that student we spoke to, Ruth Samuel, says that she was shocked to get a notification from Alert Carolina about this event. That is something that the administration is working on. As for increased security measures, the entire time we've been here, just over to my left, we've seen police going in and out of the bottom of this apartment building. Reporting live in Chapel Hill, I'm Peyton Tysinger, Carolina Week.
UNC police just released their annual crime report for 2018. Here are some of the numbers. UNC police report 26 cases of rape on campus, 19 of which happened in residence halls, 1 assault, 6 robberies, 20 burglaries, and 33 cases of stalking. Again, these statistics only reflect incidents that happen on campus.
UNC police have banned a man from campus known as the campus whistler. Gregory Ching earned a reputation over the years for whistling loudly as he walked around campus. On September 17th, Moorhead Planetarium staff called police after they say Ching made rude comments to children and adults there. UNC police asked him to leave, but when he returned, they issued him a trespass notice. The notice bans Ching from UNC's entire campus.
A Sunday afternoon on Franklin Street turned deadly after a horrific accident.
The fiery collision left a teenager dead and 2 others injured. Police say 18-year-old Jacob Rudd was riding his motorcycle when he collided with an SUV at the intersection of Franklin and Mallet Streets. Witnesses say the motorcycle burst into flames on impact. Several people administered CPR and first aid until authorities arrived at the scene, but paramedics could not revive him. Junior Lindsay Deaton witnessed the accident from across the street at Panera Bread.
I was sitting over at Panera around 2:37 and just saw flames all of a sudden. And I have a friend who's an EMT, so she rushed over to help with CPR before the EMS was able to get here.
Police say the cause of the crash is under investigation.
Coming up, we'll introduce you to a man who has turned hardship into personal victory.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
It's me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
UNC is home to the #1 pharmacy school in the nation.
And now the school is under new leadership. Andrea Kashuba is the new dean of the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy. The Chapel Hill community gathered Tuesday to celebrate her new role and hear her vision for the school. Kashuba has been at UNC for 22 years and is a world-renowned researcher focused on HIV prevention and optimal drug dosages.
The Carolina Athletics Department is celebrating the opening of its new Media and Communications Center. This center is the powerhouse of the ACC network on campus, running more than 100 broadcasts. The building is 2 floors, the first used for audio and video production, and the second used as office space. The facility cost about $15 million to complete and houses more than 30 writers, photographers, and directors.
Good storytellers use all of their senses to craft compelling narratives. But what if one of those senses is taken from you? Cambria Haro introduces us to a true overcomer.
Guys, sometimes the best person to tell your story is someone who has an unbelievable story of their own.
Driving and parking my car in town, and then the next thing I fully remember is a week later being wheeled out of ICU.
Peter Norton was in the prime of his life when he was the victim of a vicious assault one night in South Africa.
I don't know what was said between the two. I just saw the punch coming, and the next thing, Peter just falling like a log.
That's how I got a brain hemorrhage. I couldn't speak. In my head, I could speak, but I just couldn't get anything out.
He kind of lost 5 years of his life. It's taken a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of internal strength to pull himself back from the brink.
I went to I am
sick.
Stick.
No, sick. Months.
Months. Okay.
There we go.
As difficult as his journey has been, Norton has made it one worth sharing, and he shared it in a way that only he could, through his passion for storytelling. A passion that's landed him jobs with major international organizations.
I love what I do. My incident has affected the way I edit and the way I look at things. When communication is taken away from you, I immediately start noticing little things that a lot of people don't see. I don't rely purely on spoken word or a script. That just comes naturally to me because I've had to do that because of my incident. When I was assaulted at the age of 23, I was left with a brain hemorrhage and I lost the ability to speak. My reel it was quite a difficult thing for myself to put out there, but I wanted to because I think it explains why I do what I do.
Normally I cry when I watch it, but it's an amazing journey he's been on, and I think it has made him stand out from the crowd. And the goal was to use it to find work, but it's amazing now. You know, it's an inspirational piece too. He has sunglasses, we can put them on.
My next adventure here in America is my wife and I have just had a baby boy. That is probably the biggest adventure I've ever started. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. From not being able to speak to being able to speak again, I would definitely tell my son, McKinnon, my story just to kind of help him along and let him know that things do go wrong, but they can get better.
Norton's journey wasn't easy, but with the help of his family and the love for his work, he's created a remarkable new chapter. And now, Norton will get to watch his son write the next part of the story.
What a life, eh?
Yeah.
What a life.
It's hard to imagine someone who could say what a life after all he's been through, but as his brother said, Norton's strength is what helped.
Good afternoon, Carolina, and thanks for tuning in for another week of your weekly forecast. Today we have a temperature of 87 right now at about noon. It's mostly sunny out there and really no winds to keep you cool as you walk across campus, so you're going to want to keep that in mind as you walk around campus today. And that's all due to this high pressure that we have sitting in place over the eastern half of the United States, and that's causing a lot of sinking motion of the air aloft, and that's really going to keep us very dry and hot, at least as we head through the next few days. But we do have a cold front centered around the Midwest right now that's going to approach us by Friday evening, and that's going to help to really cool down our temperatures as we head into the weekend days. Your hourly planner for today, you can see by 2 p.m. we already have a hot 92 degrees, and we're actually talking record highs today with that temperature of 95 by 4 p.m. And the sun's just going to be crazy today with no clouds to stop that heat from coming in. We will cool down tonight. It'll be 71. Not too much of a temperature decrease compared to our daily temperature. So you might wake up and it's still going to be pretty warm as we head into tomorrow. Good afternoon.
It's October and it's still hot. We're in the pit trying to figure out what students think about this heat.
I think it's too hot. I think I get a lot of back sweat and I don't like it.
I'm really ready to pull out my sweaters and hoodies and stuff, and seems like the trees are confused, the leaves are falling, but it's 95. Doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I think it's kind of ridiculous. I think it should be cold by now because the first day of fall was September 23rd or something.
I mean, I really like it because I love summer, so maybe not the 100-degree weather, but this feels really good.
I'm definitely ready for the heat to be gone. I'm not a huge fan of summer heat in general, and now especially that it is October.
Now let's take a look at what's got students talking this week.
Let's go to Jilly Kuhn with our weekly blender.
Safety is at the forefront of everyone's minds now more than ever lately. The heinous crimes committed against students has reminded us all to be a little more alert when walking home alone at night. Here are a couple tips on how to keep you safe. First, there are approximately 85 blue lights across campus. They function as call boxes. When you hold down the button, police will be alerted of your location and an alarm will also sound. If you're trying to get away from someone, don't stop running to talk to the responder who picks up the blue light call. Or if you want someone to walk you home, there's Safe Walk, which is a student-led organization that'll send someone to you to walk you home. All you gotta do is call 919-962-SAFE. They function Thursday through Sunday, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And I also reached out to Chapel Hill Police for some of their tips on how to stay safe. They recommend you avoid looking at your cell phone and zoning out when walking alone. Don't isolate yourself. Walk with a buddy or let someone know you're walking through an unsafe spot. And take advantage of apps like LiveSafe, which can track and share your location with friends when walking alone. That's going to do it for this week's Blender. I'm Julie Kuhn, Carolina Week.
You love to see it. The future of UNC basketball just got a whole lot brighter after another verbal commitment. Sports is up next.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Making just one connection during recovery from mental and substance use disorders can put the strength of family and community behind you. We're all connected, offering encouragement, support, and hope. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referrals for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HEALTH. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sports Block. I'm Kirsten Clark. Some big news for the Tar Heel faithful. Five-star point guard Caleb Love verbally committed to UNC Tuesday night. Love is the 24th best prospect in the ESPN 100 and the 6th best point guard in the 2020 class. He had offers from other top programs such as Kansas and Arizona, but it came down to his hometown University of Missouri and the Tar Heels. Now the third-ranked class in the nation, according to 247 Sports, Love joins the future five-star Tar Heel trio of Day'Ron Sharpe and Walker Kessler. Going from a future Tar Heel to a current one, a member of the women's basketball team does more than just hoop. Emily Sullivan tells us more.
On any given night, you can find Medina Muhammad, Dino to her friends, at home recording music in her studio. She's a new artist trying to make it in the music industry. She's also a student athlete playing basketball at UNC.
I got into a breakup and I wanted to get my feelings out, and so I wrote a song. When I wrote the song, I was like, this might actually be pretty good. And then I just kept doing it from there.
Her process to create music isn't much different than other artists.
Typically, I would go on YouTube and find an instrumental beat, and I'll just freestyle to the beat on my phone. I'll record myself, so I'll freestyle to it twice, and then I'll go back and listen to it and then take out the parts that I like of the song, and then it'll come together from there.
Transferring in from Ole Miss to play her 5th year at Carolina, Muhammad struggled to find a studio to record in, so she got creative.
If you get your own mic, you can record yourself and then find somebody to mix it, and then you could save money and time that way.
Muhammad built a studio in her closet.
It took me a whole year to put my home studio together. I just got little piece by piece every time, and then maybe a month ago, I finally got the last piece and I just put everything together and I set it up.
Muhammad dedicates a lot of her time to music, despite having to split that time with being a Division I athlete.
I think I push myself too much sometimes. Depending on the day, I'll go from class to the gym and get up extra shots, and then after that, I'll get home around like 8 or 9, and then if I'm up to it, I'll work on some music.
Off the court, Muhammad uses music as an outlet for whatever she has going on in her life.
Outside life, like problems with family or relationship or just however I'm feeling, like that's where I use my outlet for music. It's like a diary to me.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Emily Sullivan reporting.
She definitely was creative with that studio in her closet, that's for sure. This wraps up sports. Back to you guys.
Food, drinks, and good music. That sounds like a perfect recipe for the weekend.
That's right, and it's a recipe that's been used for the past 22 years here in Carrboro. Organizers are calling the Carrboro Music Festival a huge success. Large crowds came out over the weekend to watch 185 Triangle area performers play on 26 stages. The town of Carrboro and the Carrboro Tourism Development Authority sponsored the event, and this year's festival focused on showcasing diverse local talent. Organizers say they're already planning next year's festival.
That sounds like a great way to take advantage of this warm weather that we've been experiencing towards the end of September and into October.
Absolutely.
Now that does it for this edition of Carolina Week. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.